Welcome to Real Fixes Real Fast. I'm Dwayne Marriage and I'll be your host. This time we're going to look at misfires. You can't get paid on it until you fix it. You can't fix it until you diagnose it. So a quick diagnosis means a quick fix, which means a quick payout. Now I'm not advocating here that you hurry through things, but I am trying to say don't make things harder than they are. For example, 99 Mercury Villager 3.3. It's got 150,000 miles on it. The complaint, the check engine light's on, of course, and it runs like it's got a miss. Now it feels just like a steady, consistent miss, one that you've probably felt many times. You scan it and you find you've got code P0304, which of course means cylinder number 4 has got a misfire. Now we're going to check this out. How can you diagnose this misfire quickly? Start with the basics: spark, compression, fuel. Well, it's time to gather some evidence. P304 means cylinder number 4 is the misfire, and there's the injector. It's pretty easy access on the engine. All you know is 1, 2, and 3 are right up front. Take out the spark plug and install a spark tester. Install a Noid light on the injector. Now remember, you got the spark plug out.
Okay.
You've got good spark, you've got good injector pulse, and you can hear the compression. So you've got the big 3: spark, injector, and compression. Now it starts and it runs and it accelerates really well. It just has that clear and present misfire. Well, we can rule out fuel pressure for now because it actually runs so well. You can rule out compression. You could hear it when the spark plug was out. You've got good spark, you can see it. You've got good injector control, you can see it with the Noid light. But
see what you got.
Is it squirting fuel?
Okay, we're using an ohm-meter to test for fuel injectors. We're on the first fuel injector. You can see by the pattern we got 11.8, 11.9. We're going to move to the second injector, the one that's suspected bad. Just use your red and black lead. And you see this one's out of limits. And we're going to go back to the other injector, and I'll go to the third injector. You can see tap in there. 11.9. So we got 11.8, 11.9 ohms on 2 of them, but the middle one's out of limits, so that middle injector's got an open on it.
So we put in a new injector, and it starts and it runs normally. So the faster you can diagnose it, the faster you can fix it, and the faster you get paid on it. Well, I know that was kind of easy. You know, the number 1, 2, or 3 right up front. It's easy to get to those two, and it's really easy to test it. But let's take a look at something that's a little bit harder. For example, again, another 99 Mercury Villager 3.3, and this one's got around 150,000 miles on it too. Same complaint. Check engine light, runs rough, feels like a steady miss. When you scan it, this one's got P305, which means cylinder number 5 is the misfire. Start with the basics: spark, compression, fuel. Now this one again is running and it's accelerating very well, but it's just got a single cylinder misfire. But because it's running so well, you can kind of rule out fuel pressure now. No use chasing fuel pressure. Do you have good spark? Yeah. Take out the spark plug with the wire and hook it to some metal right there, and you can see you've got 40 plus kV, so you've got good spark.
Okay, we're looking for the ignition. We're going to test spark to see where they got it. We come in here. We're hooking up to a known good spark plug, not the one under suspicion. If you look at the lap scope, you can see a good single ignition pattern. I'll switch back over here. I'm going to switch to a second good one. Go back to the lap scope. You can see the good pattern. Now we'll go back to the suspicious one, which is number 5. And we'll hook on to number 5. Go back to the scope and you can see the bad pattern. We've got negative burn time. Your spark is firing. Negative burn time. Something's wrong with that injector.
More evidence. We've got good compression. Spark is good. Compression's good. it must be a bad injector. Now remember, 1, 2, and 3 were easy to get to on this engine, but 4, 5, and 6, they're buried up underneath the intake. Now I don't like to take the intake off if I don't have to, and what if I'm wrong at this point? So I want to test that injector, but I don't want to take the intake off. So how can we test it? There's the injector right there. That's a picture of it with the intake actually off. Why not come over here? This is where the injector harness hooks up. So if that hooks up to the injector that's buried, surely you can tap into that injector right there, and it's pretty easy access.
Okay, I'm going to try and test for an injector. I'm going to first test a good injector so you can see that, and then go for the bad injector wire. We're going to the best connection right here. Come down in here. Locate my wire. Pierce the wire. Now if you look at the lab scope, you can see the good injector pattern. I'm going to take that out of there, come back to the harness. I'm going to go to my suspect injector. I'll pierce that wire. Go to the lab scope and there's no signal. We got a dead injector. Got an open circuit in that injector.
More evidence. You got an injector with an open circuit. That injector is bad. Take the injector out, put it on the bench, hook it up and do an ohm test, and that will just confirm it. So when you do put that new injector in, you've got a lot of confidence that you've fixed the problem.